This is Kamera, my first few minutes with God, day 45, Joshua chapter 12 through 15. There's a recap of the kings that were defeated, the lands that were taken, and the lands that were distributed. And we know that Reuben, Gad, and half of Manasseh, they received their portion on the east side of Jordan. Also talks about the kings that were like Sihon and Og that were taken on the east side. And then it talked about the 31 kings that were taken on the west side of Jordan. God approaches Joshua and tells him he's an old man. There's still much land to conquer, and you need to make sure that those lands are distributed to the remaining tribes, which is 99 tribes. They need to receive those lands as a special possession that God had promised them. So it was Joshua, Eliezer the priest, and the tribal leaders who were in charge of distributing the lands. And they did this by sacred lot. And so, yeah, God told Joshua that he was definitely going to drive out those inhabitants. And so there you have it. Now, remember, Joseph, he received two portions. Remember when Jacob had told him that he was going to bless him with a double portion? Well, those double portions are were through Manasseh and Ephraim. Also, the Levites, they get no allotment of lands, but they do get towns. Caleb, he approaches Joshua and to claim his lands. Caleb was that one spot that scouted the promised land 45 years before. Caleb said, I was 40 years old when God promised me those lands because I was loyal to him and I served him wholeheartedly. And so the other spies had put fear in the people because the Anakites was so tall and they were like giants, and they put a fear in the people. But I told them, no, we can take this property. God is with us. And so he said, God is with me. As long as God's with me now, I can still take those lands. He says, I'm 85 years old and God has blessed me to be just as strong. And I feel as if I'm 40. Isn't that something? And he did. Joshua blessed him to go ahead and take Hebron. And because of his loyalty to God, the scripture said that Caleb's descendants, they still reside and own the land of Hebron. Isn't that something? And so, yeah, that's amazing. 45 years later, 85 years old, and he still have that faith that as long as God is with him, he can conquer the Anakites. And they are a walled country, and that is exactly what Caleb did. Go on, Caleb. And so Judah also got their lands too. But get this, God had commanded Joshua to assign some of Judah property to Caleb as well. Isn't that something? God also told them to drive out the inhabitants of the land. Judah failed to drive out the Jebusites. And the Jebusites live among them right now today. Isn't that something? But there you have it, guys. Day number 85, Joshua chapter 12 through chapter 15. You have a God-filled blessed day.